What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Humble Threads podcast. I am David Graves.
And I'm Michael Hart.
And I hope you guys are having an excellent week. I know we are on the hump day, so this is going to help you get through that hump. I hope we can brighten that Wednesday for you. Or Thursday, actually. I think Thursday. Thursday is when you'll get it. Wednesday night is when it should be up, but yeah, okay. But we got a lot of stuff we're talking about today. I completely forgot because I was like, yeah, I posted Wednesday night, so that way y'all have it Thursday. So that hopefully that helps you look forward to something, Wednesday, because we'll be there Thursday for you. But we'll be talking about a lot of different things today. There's a lot going on. I think we'll be a lot more personal today about things we've been seeing, things that we've been interested in. But there's a lot of new stuff out, Mike. There's a lot of new stuff. You brought something to my light, but I want to ask you, how has your life been this week? How's it been going? Or 2 weeks since I haven't talked to you?
Right, yeah, it's been a minute. So I mean, things are going well. My wife has been at her new job, and she's finally through training. Things are going well. She's excited to finally hit the floor and start doing the thing that she's been trained to do, which is excellent. We've both been absolutely obsessed. I mean, as everyone is these days with TikTok and YouTube and everything like that. Mostly on her end is mostly just watching and enjoying. And on my end, it's creating yo-yo content over on my TikTok. But one thing that I wanted to bring to the table, something that I kind of fell across about a week ago. Didn't know really what power it really held, but this thing called YouTube Shorts. Now, not a sponsor whatsoever, but I want to talk to you guys about YouTube Shorts, because YouTube Shorts, I think, is gonna be the next big thing when it in comparison to what TikTok does with those 60-second quick videos. They are portrait filmed, horizontal videos, the type of videos you would typically never want to put onto YouTube, because you always want to film in the horizontal, not the vertical mode, rather.
Yeah, 1080 by 1920. Yeah.
Right. And so now YouTube's like, no, we want you to film it in the portrait mode and in the vertical up and down mode, and then as long as it's under 60 seconds, we're gonna put it on this playlist called Shorts, and it's gonna be categorized very similar to how TikTok works in terms of hashtags and things like that. And so what's funny is I wasn't aware of any of this, but I started getting notifications from my YouTube channel that I have. And because I've been posting to this channel for the past 6 years, all throughout my, journey of learning to yo-yo, I've been posting to this thing, and my videos are maybe 20 seconds long, or however long a trick it lasts, right? And so for years, some of these videos at best maybe saw 30 views or something over 6 years, which is absolutely garbage in the world of YouTube. But so I started getting these alerts on my phone saying you just got a new subscriber, you just got new comments, yada yada yada, whatever. And I was like, who or what is causing my YouTube to kind of pop off a little bit? And I looked at my analytics, and it said that most of that 300% of the most recent engagements are coming from this thing called YouTube Shorts, which caused me down a whole rabbit hole of trying to understand what this was. And essentially, it's like TikTok, but it's on YouTube. It's YouTube's attempt of fighting TikTok. And I've just been basically taking TikToks that I've been making, or at least plan to have posted onto the TikTok platform, and then kind of made it for YouTube instead, and then posting it just to my regular feed using proper hashtags and things like that. I've gone up in the last 48 hours, 5,500 views in the last 48 hours.
Somebody give him a hand clap.
Again, I have just so the world knows, at this point in time, on January 24th of 2021, which is when we were recording this, I have 100 and maybe 80 subscribers on my channel. So I'm not a big channel whatsoever. There's no I don't have a massive following there that regularly watches my stuff. So what's really interesting is because these YouTube Shorts now exist, creating this whole new audience that is seeing my content. It's saying that I'm having 38,000 new impressions on my content, which, again, if I'm only getting about 5,000 of that in actual views, it's not great conversion, but still, it's wildly better than what I was getting 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and over the past 6 years in general. I don't know if you, because I know you've been working on some new videos and some new ideas for TikTok, and I don't know. Are you thinking now that this thing called YouTube Shorts is around, maybe that you would want to start trying to capitalize on that, or is that something that maybe you're just not interested in?
Yeah, I've been like, I don't know, like I've been in my room a lot this week. Something that was been going on in my life. My chair broke, my gaming chair, and I fell out of it. So I was like, you know what? That means I'm using it. I'm using it a lot. So I got a new chair. But yeah, I'm sitting here and like I've been in a rabbit hole this week of TikTok because I was like, the they're not. I guess the metaphor. I don't want to use this metaphor, but it's like know thy enemy kind of. So like people who are trying to make it in Twitch and everything else like that. It's like I'm watching, I'm seeing, I'm like, who's doing what? What's happening? How many people are getting likes on this? How many people are getting likes on that? And me, I don't yo-yo, but at the same time, my niche is graphic design. So I looked at this one kid and he made a free like camera overlay. And he was like, "This is how I did it. It was the speed clip, blah blah blah, whatever." He was like, "It's free in my Discord. Come in the Discord and download it. You can use it for whatever." And I was sitting there like, it was a pretty basic like Naruto frame, and I was like, "Dude, what?" I was like, yeah, "What? I make the most complicated things," and I was like, "I should probably just post it on there." And he got like 200,000 likes, and I was like, "Dude, thank you for the idea." So I was sitting there and I was like, all right, Mike just told us about Reels. I was like, TikTok is kind of saturated, so maybe I'll do like a short minute or 60-second video of something, me creating something for, Twitch streamers, whether it be an overlay or a camera frame or an emote or something, and then saying, hey, it's in my Discord or in whatever, and it's free, and come in here and hang out and come play games with us or whatever to try and get more exposure. So it's something I'm definitely interested in. I probably will end up in a rabbit hole just like you pretty soon. So
Well, put it this way, right? So like my wife has her own YouTube channel where she does like beer reviews and does like makeup inspired by different beers she drinks, and
yeah.
that's super cool. And we and so she was a little skeptical when I first told her about these YouTube shorts, and she's like, yeah, like I don't know, like
Mm-hmm.
if it's that good. And I said honestly, just go look through your camera roll on your phone, find something that's like
Mm-hmm.
either beauty or makeup or even beer related, make it under 60 seconds, make sure it's filmed in portrait mode,
Yep.
upload it, put some tags on it, and let's just see what happens. This is a test, right? She did
Mm-hmm.
this morning. And she was like, all right, whatever. I just here's a video of me in the makeup that I just did for one of my Beauty and Brews episodes. And I just take a big swig of the drink and then I burp on camera. Right. It's like a 10-second video of my wife burping. And like and she literally she was like, this is kind of funny. Like, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of like satire. It's like a funny little
Mm-hmm.
advertisement for people to come check out what so it's some of your personality that you're showing.
Yeah.
And she put it out there and put it up on her channel. And she just like came to me right before we started the podcast. She goes, "Oh my god, babe, it's got like 100 views." And
Yeah.
like a smaller YouTuber, so she's just
Mm-hmm.
cutting over 100 subscribers on her channel.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "This is nuts. My videos take like a week before they get 100 views. So
Yeah.
like 100 views within hours is nuts."
Mm-hmm.
And so she's now like been experimenting about how she could better use the shorts to like advertise for her
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
content and like that, because it's completely free and why not? Like
It
it's
just
about
makes me think though, like, because right now the biggest struggle for me, and we've been having numerous conversations about content creation and everything else like that, where
right,
if I film a walkthrough or whatever, it's like 2 hours long. Or if
right.
I film whatever, it's this amount of time long. So I have to completely go in, chop it up, cut it up, so that way it's 20 minutes long. But to think about it, like if I wanted to do like a walkthrough or something, I could put it on Reels and be like, "This is part one of whatever. This is a funny part. This is a funny part," or something like that. Like that'd be kind of cool.
Or if you did a
But
whole project and then you just sped up the footage of it
yeah,
and then did a voice overlay on top of it.
exactly. And I have an idea for, I have a character and an idea that's going to be coming pretty soon. I ordered some stuff on Amazon for 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 a either TikTok or Reels rollout, and I think it's going to be pretty funny. I hope you guys enjoy it. So pretty soon, get ready for it. But yeah, man. I
Nice.
mean, just with everything going on and us talking about content creation and everything else, me and Mike have been in me I feel like me and Mike are like CEOs of a company, and we just meet all the time and we have conversations about how we're going to attack the market 24/7. It's hilarious, but it's very inspiring, and it makes me feel like we can take over the world sometimes. But um recently, guys, and a lot of people have been asking, like, yo, you guys have been teasing it, you've been talking about it, who's in it, who's whatever. But the most we are going to give you is we have started a group. It's not just, gaming and everything else like that. I kind of want to make it like, or we kind of want to make it like a content group, where people can come in, do what they want to do. as long as you're funny, you're enjoying what you're doing, you're taking it seriously, but not so serious that like you're not having fun with it. But do what you got to do. But the name is called Under Siege. Everyone, that is the name. The Under Siege crew. Like I said, we'll probably do some rollouts. We're not gonna, give you everything right now, but there's a lot of content coming. I'm handling a lot of the graphic design side, me and my other friend. But get ready, man. I think this year we're about to take over. It's about to blow up. I know for sure it will be.
Dude, overall, I mean, it's a content house. Like, it's a crew. It's a small collective of individuals with a passion for creating good content, and we want to just be able to come together, support each other, and produce products that unify the kind of mission statement that we're going for, and just really try to be just a brand out there that people recognize and want to be a part of. So really excited for the future of Under Siege and future rollouts of who the crew are. What we specialize in and what we got going on. So stay tuned for more of that.
Most definitely.
Still in the infant stages, but we're really, really passionate about it.
Oh yeah, I can't, guys. Like, I honestly I can't even bring the words on how excited I am. I've literally I have a notepad next to me with the list of names. I'm sitting there saying the names in my head over and over again, and I was like, Under Siege, and I was like, Under Siege.
Good, I like it. Yeah.
And I said it a couple of times. I looked up the definition. I was like, yeah, like surrounding a town, like we're surrounding this market of what we need to do and trying to get a piece of the pie and do and make it somewhere, because it's not like we are all out here, doing, whatever, like dumb stuff and not respecting people who are doing what they got to do. I feel like everyone, hence the name Humble Podcast, everyone's pretty humble, but they're very passionate about what they want to do and make it somewhere in life, so that way they have the opportunity to do something special out there in the world. So I'm excited. You can hear it in my voice.
Absolutely. But I mean, after a year like 2020, right? Like moving into 2021, there have just been so much more attention, right? There's so much more attention on content. Because you can't go out to the movies, you can't go out to concerts, so more people are flocking to social media platforms such as Twitch or Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all of them, to gain new experiences, build communities, and produce content. And I think not just content in general when it comes to things that kind of came about surprisingly through 2020 into 2021, but man. I don't know if you've taken notice going to the grocery store or wherever else you happen to go in right now, but hey, there's something becoming very obvious to me, and I don't know if you've been feeling it or whether or not or if you like it, if you don't like it, but obviously since quarantine hit, a lot of us chose to take some drastic actions with our hair, right? Like whether it's because our barber just couldn't get a shop open, or the hairdresser you go see wasn't available for appointments for a long time. We all kind of either took to cutting our own hair or just kind of letting it go. Some of us out there decided to bleach or dye their hair certain crazy colors. Some of us decided that it was a great idea to bring back the bowl cut, or just say forget it and just shave it all off. I don't know about you, but I've definitely been through a few of these stages. And starting with, so right at the beginning of quarantine, I was like, oh man, I'm not going to get a haircut for a long time. And back before quarantine, I used to work in a really nice, like a business formal kind of office. And we always had to have like nice clean cut hair and everything like that. It looked good. So I used to have this really nice fade with this kind of like combed up front, and it used to look really nice. And then just before quarantine hit, I kind of just was like, you know what? I haven't done this in years. I'm going to shave my head. So I shaved off all the stuff. I shaved it all off. But I actually had my barber do it at the time. And the whole time he's shaving it off, he goes, dude, I'm about to lose a customer. And he goes, and I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, dude, you're doing a full reset. You are shaving your entire head. And unless you're coming back in here for me to shave it again, you're not going to be a customer for a while, man. And, it didn't really hit me until I would say like April, once we'd been in since the beginning of March, that I wasn't going to get a chance to go back because I was on like a bi-weekly schedule, kind of going back get it shaped up, get the fade put back in, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up actually like sending my barber a like a Venmo. I was like, yo, dude, here's the money I honestly would have spent over the past like month and a half coming to see you, because I just shaved my head again, so like I'll be good for a little bit. But after that second time I shaved my head, I kind of had this feeling like, you know what, like I'm about to turn 30. When you know, I just found out I'm not going back to my office until June of 2021 at the earliest. Let's let it ride. Let's get that party in the back going. You know? Like business in the front, party in the back. Like I just watched Stranger Things, and
oh my god,
Steve from Stranger Things has this flock back, this mullet going. That's just, you know, it just spoke to me, I guess. And so I'm rocking full mullet right now. I got definitely party in the back. It's getting kind of wild.
I feel like I need to see this mullet. I don't know if I've seen it.
Like it's getting kind of wild, man.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
Oh, you'll see it. But I mean, like, I don't know. I've been looking at like celebrities and things just to kind of see like, am I the only one? And like, you know, even people like, I mean, guys and girls, like the mullet seems to be encroaching on a lot of like popular culture. So like, I don't know what. So like, obviously, like, you know, we all feel different about hair in terms of what it looks like and how we like to have it. But like, what's your opinion on all of this, man? Like, I know you recently got a nice new cut and you've been letting it grow in a little bit, but like, are you ever the kind of guy that would like let it grow, just go wild with it?
So the reason why my hair is usually like tamed and whatnot, like it's not me. I kind of like doing what I want. My girlfriend's the one who usually says stuff to me. It's like I'll be sitting on the couch, she's like, you know, your hair is getting kind of crazy. I'm like, no, I didn't know. You know, I don't look in the mirror every morning. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, I know. Thank you. But, you know, I've been through a lot of different haircuts. I had the same kind of haircut I had before, but it was more of a mohawk, and I had a blonde streak in it at one point in time. Just cut it off because my girlfriend called me skunkhead. So I was like, all right, we're gonna give that a hard reset. Yeah. So, I got rid of that during quarantine. I had the same haircut I had now, but like, I can't fade my sides, so I would literally just like cut my sides as close as possible, and like I messed up my back of my head. It looked like a freaking Tetris. Like
yourself?
Yeah, I tried to get because my mom was like, I don't want to do it because I'm gonna mess it up. I was like, Mom, you can see the back of my head. I can't. Like this is not gonna. So I'm in there with 2 men just trying to mess around. And honestly, I was there. I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, huh. It's like, maybe I should just go bald, you know? Like, maybe I should just cut it off. And she was like, no. I was like, why? Like, all my brothers say I think I would be the best looking out of all of them to go bald. My oldest brother is bald. But I was like, every time, is it when we're streaming? I don't know. Sometimes I think when I'm, like, on my work calls in Microsoft Teams or whatever, we use our green screens, like the backgrounds or whatever. And sometimes you can't see my hair. So I'm looking at myself like, yeah, man, bald. Like, the bald looks... You know, think about, but this as a man, guys, as a man out there, think about the time you would save. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You literally get up, you might shine it a little bit, and you roll. That's it. All you gotta do is brush your teeth. Like I literally have to get up, pick it out. I have like a brush I gotta twist it with, and I'm like, dude, like, But I have been seeing the mullet, but I'm also a firm believer in expressing yourself, whether it be through whatever it is. But to me, people who have mullets remind me of like a school bully from Back to the Future. If you have one of those, it makes me, or like, or like a Hocus Pocus bully or something. It just reminds me of that. So it gives me some nostalgia and makes me laugh. So I that's why I always say, like, people, you know, do what you got to do. Like, live your life. If you can do it, do it. But if you have a girlfriend like mine, your hair is probably going to be pretty much the same until you get made fun of for no reason. But you know, I
gotta text you a photo.
Oh like, my gosh!
Like I need a on the phone
live interact. I feel like you're gonna be like old like a rock star, like the old rock stars with the mullet. I could see you doing like the leather gloves with the black glasses or something.
I'm texting it to you now.
Oh my gosh!
Like this is like fresh out of the shower with a blow dryer that like I hit it. All right, it's on your way. Like it's not bad. Like it's
like,
I don't
dude.
know.
I feel like you look like an early version of your dad. I've never seen your dad, but I feel like your dad would be like, dude, that's like me back in '86 or something. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh
Like,
man. Oh man. Mike, you look like you sing lead singer at your local bar that they're just doing all throwbacks, you know? All
yeah,
throwbacks. But it
yeah.
looks
All
good, man.
the
Yeah.
covers of like Boston.
Yes.
Uh,
Just singing Red Hot Chili Peppers the whole night or something
yeah,
like.
I don't know.
Oh man, but the quarantine hair definitely is a trend. I have been seeing it if I'm out, especially the country club I work at. A lot of the younger kids that are in high school have the mullets, and I know they like play football because they look like they have like the football mullet going.
Sure, sure.
But I don't see myself going too crazy, especially as a African American man. The things you can do is get dreads. I've had dreads before. Shave your head. Never done that. Get braids. Get an afro. I've been seeing braids come back. That's like a shocking thing in like black culture. Is like braids are coming back. Like people used to get made fun of back in like the 2000s for still having braids. Like after a while, but they're coming back.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can pull it. I always wanted braids, but I don't think I can pull it off. I don't think it happened.
Hey, it's who knows? Like I think as we move to 2021, we're really gonna start seeing like the fruits of their labor, of those laborers that have grown their hair all throughout 2020 and really trying to make something new out of it. But just to keep things moving, everybody, we are going to take a quick ad break. So stick with us. We will be right back after these messages. Thank you.
David, this is where the ad break is. Good God, the mullet. I need to take another look at this. This is an emote. This needs to be an emote. This needs to be an emote. This needs, if we can get you, we're getting the trigger fire for you, so that way that people can redeem points and that just pops up. Like that needs to happen. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's a good photo, man. I'm telling you, like rocking the mullet.
We're getting that trigger fire set
Business
up.
in the
Get ready. The trigger fire is happening. Oh
Yeah.
God. All right.
All right, so you're gonna after this one because we're going right into collecting stuff.
Yep.
I'll throw in like a little bit of like what I collected, mostly is yo-yos, but this is mostly about you and like your comic stuff. I want because right after that we move into the baking thing, which I'll probably be a little more forward on. So just kind of take it, ride with it. I'm all about it. I want to learn about what you collect.
Yeah. I think you'll enjoy it. There'll definitely be a back and forth. I think you'll.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm sure there will be.
All right,
yeah.
Here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that segment of hair. Hopefully, we have something soon where I can just like post that out on some type of social media for you guys who listen. So get ready for that, baby. But speaking of like 2020 and staying inside and going forward with that, a lot of people have been collecting. A lot of people have been buying. So if you haven't, go out there and look at it, whether it's like action figures that are hot toys, or you collect cars, or you collect, in Mike's terms, yo-yos, skateboards, whatever it is. A lot of people have been collecting because, you're not going out. You have some extra money you can spend on yourself. And sometimes you want to do that. For me, I am a big nerd. And what are we on? I don't know what episode this is.
This is episode 4.
Episode 4. If you haven't known by now, I am a big nerd. So I collect a lot of different things. For right now, I have a closet full of pops that's in the temporary Dave cave right now. I think I have probably 86, maybe 86.
That is so many pops.
Well, listen, and this is why we're gonna get into it. I saw the pops. I was always like, for some reason, I don't know why. I've been working on this as a person and being a better person. I always approach things with hate or doubt. So, like Dungeons and Dragons, people were always saying like, David, you'd probably be good at that. I'm like, what? That's for nerds. You get shoved in a locker for that. I played it, ended up loving it. Pops. My friend was like, yo, you should take this pop. I was like, nah, dude, that's some real nerd stuff. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, that's weird. No. He got me, I think my first pop was a Dragon Ball Z pop or something. And I sat there and looked at it. I was like, wow. I was like, this is pretty cool. So then I was like, oh, there's a resale market. Like, I just love pops. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So we went crazy, and we probably shouldn't have. I probably blew a lot of money on it, but eventually I think I'll make it back for the collecting. But we would go get pops. Like, I'm talking about My Hero Academia. I have Dragon Ball Z. I have Marvel. I think that's most of what I have. A lot of those things. I have a lot of doubles to resell. So my collecting has definitely grown. Mike, what do you collect?
I do, but do you have a favorite pop?
Man, okay.
Like if you had to pick,
Uh,
like gun to the head, what's your favorite pop?
I'm thinking right now I would have to say the Ultra Instinct Goku, only for the simple fact
Yeah.
that Dragon Ball Super coming back made me feel like I've never felt before. Like I was the 6 year old kid again watching it in front of my uncle's TV. Um,
Awesome.
and I just remembered a profound moment when I saw Goku go Ultra Instinct. My girlfriend was like cuddling on me, and we were in bed, and I was watching it on my phone, and he just like went Ultra Instinct. It was whooping everybody's behind. And I like freaked out and dropped my phone on her face. She didn't wake up, but I picked up the phone. I was like, "Holy crap! Like, what? This is amazing!" So, like that pop ties in memories, and I always say, collect what you love and collect what you like, and if it jogs a memory like that, then definitely do that.
Awesome. Yeah, so for me, like I've had a couple different stages of collecting like over my life. Back going all the way back to like elementary school, I used to be really obsessed with collecting sports cards,
Mm-hmm.
specifically hockey. Used to get a lot of hockey and baseball cards. Used to be like a big thing for me, and I still have like a pretty wicked collection of them.
Yeah.
But at this point, like they're just in a shoebox somewhere in storage, and I'm sure I'll turn 50 one day and open that box, and then I might have a fortune in my hands. But I don't know.
Let's hope.
So I do have like a they say like the proverbial attic full of baseball cards might pay for your future, but I actually have that, so I don't know. Maybe one day. But after cards, it kind of turned into like comic books. And I got pretty obsessed with collecting Amazing Spider-Man comic books. Again, I have some of those that I know actually have some resale value, and
Yeah.
would absolutely love to dive into that.
I'm coming over one day, and we're gonna get into that because you honestly might have a fortune right now. To be honest, I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
possible. I really like honestly like, and I hate, and I'm sure I'll get ats about this, but it's like I might have them. I just don't have the interest to know that it's something great now because in my mind, like in terms of collectibles, in terms of comic books or like any kind of like memorabilia,
Yeah.
like if it's worth something now, it's going to maintain value moving forward. Like it's not like all of a sudden there's going to be like a giant like suitcase unearthed somewhere that's full of like 100 of this one thing that I have.
That'd be
Like
hilarious.
to ruin the rarity of
Action,
it. You know
action news, yeah, like
so
Action
like if
News
it is worth
5.
something now, great. It'll be worth something more later on when I finally dive into it. And then obviously like after that, things kind of like slowed down a little bit. But hands down, like and this is something that I'm gonna carry way into my later years. It's been going on for the past 6 years, but I've been absolutely obsessed with yo-yos. Now that's to someone who doesn't understand what modern yo-yoing is, that probably sounds crazy. Like, why is this person collecting like Yo-Mega fireballs? You know what I mean? But like, no. Like modern yo-yoing is crazy. Now that they have metal, they're made of metal. They've got bearings in the center of them. You can do crazy tricks, and they all come in different shapes, sizes, colors, styles, material, like plastic, metal, dual metal, dual material, crazy stuff. And like, they all do different things. They all play differently. They all feel differently. They're all weighted differently. So it's like, I don't really collect them as far as like in terms of the idea to resell, but I collect them because like it's kind of like having different shoes. Like, right, you wouldn't wear a pair of like nice formal dress shoes to play basketball in.
Yeah.
But likewise, you wouldn't wear a basketball shoe when you're going swimming. Like, you wouldn't wear any shoes. You'd wear flippers. And so it's like, for me, it's like I collect all these different yo-yos because I feel like not only does each one kind of provide a different experience while playing, but some of them do things that others either can't or just do them better. And it's just becoming like, I just get it's something that I pick up maybe like, I would say I buy at this point, like maybe three yo-yos a year, maybe. But at this point, I've got over like 40, I think. I think I got 40 or 50 yo-yos.
Well, yeah. Even with thinking about like whatever you like collect in general, like whatever you collect, eventually you're going to realize you're above the curve. Even if you love it and whatever like that. A lot of people collect to love. A lot of people collect to resell, which kind of ruins collecting for people because then they skyrocket the prices like right when something comes out. But you never know. Somebody might be like, "You have the what? The Yo-Yo Master String 3000? Oh my god! I'll give you 500." Like you never know.
Well, no, I mean that's true though, because so what's crazy and similar to comic books, pops, or any other kind of memorabilia that people like to collect, they eventually stop making these things, and a lot of the yo-yos, like yo-yos, are particularly something that are always improving. Like the industry is so quickly moving that there are so many new shapes coming to market that kind of make other shapes obsolete or other designs obsolete. And so I definitely have several yo-yos that are absolutely no longer in production and probably won't ever see production again. And to that extent, you're right. Yes, those yo-yos will accrue value because they are going to become exceedingly rare, since they have been out of production for like the past like maybe even 5 years.
Yeah, it's I don't know collecting. Yeah, I would say collect like yo-yos. That might be because you never know. There might be a resurgence of like people wanting to learn yo-yoing
Well, I sure hope
extremely.
so.
Yeah, like extremely. I mean, like I said, I used to yo-yo back in the day. I remember my mom. What was it? It was some commercial, and it was like the yo-yo doesn't stop spinning or something. It was something crazy, and they only sold it at Walgreens. And I remember my mom. I would beg my mom to get it, and like she got me the yo-yo. I learned some tricks here and there. I told Mike one day I'll have to show him some tricks that I got up the sleeve. But other than that, like I can't remember the name of it. But collecting is something that ties deep to you depending on who you are. And if you sit down and think about it, you might actually like realize. Because I remember being a kid, we didn't have like all the money in the world, and I remember my friends would get Transformer toys that I couldn't get. They would get like Power Ranger toys I couldn't get, Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Pokemon cards, and my mom just wouldn't get it. Now that I'm older, you sit back and my mom tells me like, "Oh, dude, do you still have that?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Yeah, I remember asking for that for Christmas. You never gave it to me." And she's like, "Oh, it's worth so much money now." I'm like, "Yeah, well, here we are. So you could have been rich, but when you told me no when I was 7, here we are. Now you know." So
Man, do you remember Beanie Babies?
dude, yeah, dude, the Beanie Babies. What was the other thing? The Tamagotchi pet, like.
Oh man, like that whole era in like the late '90s, early 2000s, where like
Dude,
everything that was made for kids was a collectible of some kind. Like I'm
Legos.
sure it drove parents wild.
Oh, my mom
Like,
hated us.
were you in the right generation for what are they called? They were called Crazy Bones, like
Mhm.
uh Go-Go's or something. They
Yeah,
were
so
like
like
little plastic figurine things.
yeah.
You talk
So
about?
so the funny part, like, since I lived with my brother's like your age. Well, he's 34. We're 8 years apart. So me and him would be in the same house. So like we would have the same things that we wanted. So I remember I wanted the Crazy Bones. I had those. We had a crap ton of Legos, like bins
Yeah.
and bins of Legos, and he would build stuff and I would build stuff. But like, yeah, the Crazy Bones. There was something else. There was like a bunch. There's a bunch of stuff, guys. We could go down nostalgia lane, but I think back in the 2000s was like the most innovative time for toys, such as like Transformers and like moving them and transform like the big ones, and like the
Yeah.
Legos. And I still have on my bucket list to build the Death Star or something one day and get that Lego set. It's like $200, but I don't know if that ever happened, but we'll see.
William Falcon or something. That'd be sick.
Yeah, my neighbor just built
Uh,
that with his girlfriend's daughter. But yeah, I guys, if I one of these days the Dave Cave will be done, and I'll have to do a pan around with it. But I also have a bunch of comics. I have no idea how much they cost. Like I said, one day me and Mike will have to sit down. There's a place you can send them off and get them graded, and they'll put them in a hard case if they're anything. If not, they'll send them back and let you know what you got and whatever. But yeah, I'm also getting down the rabbit hole of Pokemon pack openings, and I don't know why, but it's I'm telling myself it's like going through a natural disaster, and then the next time it comes around, you're like, we're ready. Because pops, I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot of money I probably shouldn't have spent on a lot of different pops, but I think Pokemon pack openings I can be a lot smarter and be like, you know what, we'll do this like twice a month. Maybe we'll put it on our content YouTube page. I don't know.
Yo, funny story about Pokemon. Like back in the day when they were like the craziest thing. They were better than sugar. Like they were literally everything to us when we were that age. Like I remember reaching a point where they stopped being cool, And like before they before they had any value, right? Before they had value, but like but while they were still like a thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I remember losing interest in them at a young age, having like mountains of cards that are today might actually be worth something.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure I probably had a Charizard or whatever back then. I don't know. Definitely had a Blastoise and a Venusaur, but like, but I remember sitting on the curb of my parents' lawn with a lemonade stand, and it was like lemonade for 50 cents a cup and Pokemon cards. And I was like literally sitting at the end of my parents' drive, like, because we had a pretty like kid-friendly neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I would literally be out there on my curb selling like little chiclet cups of lemonade, trying to hawk my Pokemon cards at people that, you know, didn't realize that like Pidgey was not a rare card.
Yeah.
I was out there, like hustling lemonade and Pokemon cards at a very young age,
dude.
And like it was such a like in hindsight, I'm like, that was nuts. Like I might have sold like like a holographic Raichu or something to some kid for $1.50 and a
crazy
cup of pink lemonade, and it's like
it's crazy to think about.
We were kids, yeah.
I remember because like me and my brothers are big comic book people, so that's where I get it from. Because I look up to my brother Steven the most. That's the one who like is closest in age with me. I'm always trying to chase him and do better than him. So like it's always don't be me, be better than me. You know what I mean? So I've always tried to be like that with him. But him and my older brother would collect comics. We had a attic full of comics. So Steven is 34. My other brother Tion is 42. So the generation of comics that have gone through, my parents' old house was a lot. And then my parents got a divorce, and I remember my dad sold the comics. And who knows what we had? Who knows? Like, I definitely know my brother Tion. He probably had some old Spider-Man, old X-Men, old stuff. And Steven definitely had some still relevant stuff. The stuff I was reading probably isn't costing a lot, but what I was buying. But I was like, Dad, you like looking back at my parents. Sometimes I tell them to this day, I'm like, you guys realize how much money we have.
Like, you made a mistake.
Yeah, they're like, one day I want to retire. Yeah, you'd be like, oh, I want to retire one day. I'm like, well, maybe if you sell that Charizard back in like 2005 or whatever, or threw out my Pokemon cards, we'd be there. You know what I mean? But all jokes aside, like thinking now, like a lot of people who collect either are replacing something that didn't happen in their childhood, which was not having a lot of money and collecting stuff, which is me, or just being able to like sit there and have it on your shelf and reminisce on certain things, or being that guy like these are my trophies for things that remind me of stuff and help me get through a lot of things. I know comics help me get through a lot in life, and just like toning out some just different things and going into my own world, which kind of helps me with creating and everything else like that. But guys, yeah.
Sorry.
I know. I knew what you were gonna say, but I was gonna say, guys, collect what you love. Keep doing what you gotta do. Expect some Pokemon pack openings maybe in the future. I'm gonna get Mike in there. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna get him in there.
I'm nervous. I'm like deadly afraid of it because I get hooked on things way too easy, and like I have a feeling like that kind of rush, it would be too fun.
I'll walk you through it,
but anyway, so getting on track here, everybody. One thing that really gets me in the mood to kind of create is honestly watching like the Food Network or any kind of like food YouTube channel where they're cooking or baking things. I recently discovered that I have a deep burning desire to try to make tamales for the first time. Because they look so fun and look delicious, and we got some from a local restaurant that were amazing. But today I want to bring in kind of like a new segment to the show. I'm on most social media. I'm KingpinCaribou, and on most social media, David is Kinggravesgaming. So as Kings, we wanted to bring something to the table called the King's Kitchen. And today is going to be the King's Kitchen Baking Edition, because I want to bring together something I think is incredible, which is my favorite cast iron skillet cornbread recipe. I don't know, where, no matter where you are in this world, where you're from, what you're like, most people have a feeling towards cornbread. Some people like it sweet, some people like it kind of more just savory, like a more of a salty style cornbread. I'm a fan of a kind of a salty sweet cornbread. And honestly, what you do, it's very simple. If you want to actually get the full recipe, hit us up in some DMs or shoot us an email. humblethreadspodcast@gmail.com, and I will happily get it to you. But essentially, what you do is you heat up when you're heating up the oven, usually around 400 degrees. You want to keep an iron skillet on the stovetop at around a medium heat, where it gets kind of almost screaming hot, but not hot enough to steam the pan. And you're going to throw about a quarter stick of butter into that cast iron, and you're going to move it around the entire pan, fill the entire pan up. And just before the butter starts to brown, you're going to take your cornbread batter, and I just use basic Jiffy cornbread boxes, like really basic. It's like 76 cents or something a box, really cheap. And I just take 2 of those boxes. I take 2 little of those individual size cups of unsweetened applesauce, dump it in there as my like moisture. Sometimes I'll add in a little bit of like a nut milk, so like almond milk or oat milk, some kind of add a little extra liquid in there, and then I blend that all together. Put in about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then right as that butter is coming to brown in that skillet, you dump in the batter into that screaming hot skillet. What that does is the butter immediately caramelizes the outer crust of the cornbread, giving this nice crispy golden brown crust. You throw that whole skillet inside of the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes until the center is golden brown. You pull that out, you serve it out of the cast iron skillet. You put a little bit of sea salt crumbles across the top of it, and it is just the best thing to put with anything, your barbecue, your chili, just by itself. And I don't know, but like last episode we talked about getting new habits and taking on new skills and trying new things because of this new environment that we live in kind of virtually. And I don't know what it is, man, but I'm obsessed with baking things, whether it's baking cornbread, cakes, muffins, cookies. I've just been like, I got a bug. I don't know what it is, dude. But how about you, man? Are you here in the King's Kitchen? Are you baking? Are you cooking? I would love to hear.
You're gonna hate me. Mike just described that whole cornbread thing deliciously, and it sounds amazing. I don't like cornbread.
Whoa, really?
And I feel like I would like to try ours. Here's the issue, guys, okay? When you grow up with I have 4 brothers. 4 brothers. 5? 4 or 5. 4 or 5. I have to count later. But my brother Steven loves cornbread, and that's like my mom's favorite child. So she would make it every single night for like, it was at some point in time in my life. And it was like the cheap kind and whatever. She didn't do all that crazy stuff, which sounds amazing, which I wish she did. Maybe I'd have a newfound love for it. And she did that. So listen, guys, it sounds like me and Mike, once COVID has lifted a little more, we will be visiting each other a lot more to see some things. But for me, I do have a new, like, I want to try to make cheesecake. Ashley's dad makes like some banging cheesecakes, and I was like, I think I could do this. I could definitely make some cheesecakes. So like that's on my radar. Now that the holidays are over, I think like one night I might just be like, you know what? Like while she can watch the dog, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Let's do it. Like I just want to make some cheesecake because I'm a big for the sweets world. I don't know if you guys, I don't know the exact name of this, but you put like it's like some graham cracker bottom, and then it's like cream cheese, then pretzel, and then like strawberries on top. I don't know what it's called. But
that sounds amazing.
That's like my end all be all. She's made it for me a couple times. Like that's my favorite dessert. And I was like, you know what? I could probably make this into a cheesecake. Maybe like do some graham cracker with some caramel, put the cheesecake on top, and then get some little, some pretzel pieces on top with the cherries. It's gonna happen, Mike. I got you.
Yeah.
But right now I haven't done a lot of baking. She usually does baking. I don't know why I don't. I guess I am a pretty patient person, but I guess I just get sucked into. I like making Japanese and Chinese food a lot, but I definitely feel like a new habit I want to pick up is probably trying cheesecake. I definitely would like to do that. Maybe give it to some of our neighbors.
Yo, Humble Threads podcast, the Bake Off.
The Bake Off,
and you're gonna bake that cheesecake that you just talked about. I'm gonna honestly. I'm not gonna sit here and try to front and say that cornbread's gonna taste better than a cheesecake, but like
It might.
I want to make my cornbread, and then I want you to make that cheesecake, and then we're gonna try both of them, and like I want to see if I can change your mindset about cornbread, even though hey I get it, a whole lifetime of mama's cornbread,
Jesus.
and you just have it feel a certain way about it, and I get it, but like
The driest cornbread.
I don't know, man. This cornbread is like some of y'all are gonna hate this, but this cornbread is moist. It is the right kind of salty and sweet. It's got the rice kind of crust on the outside.
Okay.
You slice it out, you get a pie slice of it. Like it's.
Listen, guys, you're getting some gems right now. This is what we meant by Under Siege content group. You might see a YouTube video of me and Mike having a bake off split screen. We bring it over each other's house, and we're gonna have the girls as the judges. It's gonna be some real Food Network type stuff. You know what I mean? But
be prepared for a full YouTube series.
Yeah, you guys need to get that recipe. I might get it from Mike. That sounds like something, if Ashley ever like decides to listen to a full podcast, she might be like, hold on, get that recipe from Mike. What are you doing? You didn't ask him? Why didn't you ask him right now? I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, guys. So we do. That is a hobby I've been picking up, is cooking during quarantine. Like I said, I draw a lot towards like Japanese and Chinese food, and Ashley hates it because that's like my favorite thing to do. But speaking of like cooking and everything else like that, I kind of wanted to tie it into my review of the WandaVision show, which takes place it goes through TV sitcoms, and they do like a lot of old style stuff at like diners and whatnot. So.
Do we need to do a spoiler warning?
I'll give you guys a slight spoiler warning right now, and this is your time. Here's the signal. Wee woo, spoiler warning. And I don't like to dive fully deep into things for you guys, so that way you can watch it on your own thing. But the only thing I will dive into that might be a spoiler warning is Endgame. If you haven't watched Endgame, what the heck are you doing? Because Marvel's whole cinema thing is probably the most impactful thing in cinema we've seen in probably a while, to be honest. To tie all the movies in like that consecutively, bring it to a cultivating end. And honestly, they could have ended it there and not done any more, because they ended it on such a good note. But the WandaVision show is on Disney Plus. If you guys have not watched it, it is amazing. It comes out Friday, and I believe it drops Thursday night at some point in time. Depending on your time zone you're in, it could differ. But Fridays is when it comes out. There's 3 episodes so far, because they dropped 2 the first day they dropped it. So you're getting caught up. It's amazing. And once again, guys, I am a huge comic book nerd, so they tied a lot of certain things into the comics. The most I will say is there's an Endgame credit, and I won't tell you how it got there, but Wanda is pulling Vision out of this chamber, and she's bringing him into a different reality. So that was a scene that they cut out, which ties into the show, which I'm very surprised they cut out. If you're tying it into one of the biggest Marvel shows that you're about to bring to Disney Plus, I feel like you should put that in there. But WandaVision is based off of Wanda pretty much dealing with the aftermath of Endgame. A lot of people died. A lot of people actually retired their roles because of their passing in the movies, but she's dealing with a lot of the things that happened during that movie. So with her dealing with that, she's creating her own reality right now. So far that we know, that is the synopsis that they're giving you. It's a little hint. We don't fully know what's going on. But she has brought Vision with her, and she's pretty much living her own life through TV sitcoms. So if you guys have ever dealt with any trauma or anything, you go to a happy place that, where you've been, and her character has grown up poor, and I'm guessing like she's probably watched a lot of sitcoms and everything with her family and dealt with that type of stuff. But we don't fully know what's going on as of right now. It feels like the people in this town are trapped, and they don't know who's doing it.